What should I do to be on the path of Islam? Answer: Our valuable brother, Allah revealed the Quran gradually over 23 years. The first 13 years of this were spent in Mecca and the last 10 years in Medina. The Quran asks us for two things. First faith, then worship. That is why during the first 13 years spent in Mecca, the main focus was on Tawheed, that is, the existence and oneness of Allah and His indispensability, prophethood, that is, belief in the prophets, especially Hazrat Muhammad, the stories of the disastrous consequences of the nations that did not obey Allah's commands and prohibitions. The hereafter. In other words, the world is like a field, and that we will definitely receive the reward and punishment of the crops we plant or do not plant as requested from us. In the afterlife, we are asked to think about these at length, and we are asked to strengthen and reinforce our faith throughout our lives. Later, in the second period that began in Medina, we are mainly informed about worship. In other words, our individual and social duties of servitude and how to worship Allah. Each of these has been shown, explained and taught one by our Prophet, PBH, both in speech and in speech. Indeed, the most important thing for us to do something requested of us properly is to believe in it in every aspect. Therefore, if we call the Meccan period the period of faith and the Medinan period the period of worship, perhaps we would have explained it better. From this point of view, the first duty of every Muslim is to believe in Allah and the principles of faith that Allah has revealed unconditionally. Let us note that we are not talking about a blind faith here. We must believe in Him as if we see Him. For this, we must read scientific works that increase our faith, Quran commentaries, biography, books contemplate on them a lot, and abandon useless and vain things that will be of no use to us in the afterlife. The secret is here anyway. As our investigative faith increases, our sincerity will automatically be freed from the meaningless and vain things we have been doing until that day, and we will find ourselves on the path of truth. Such an effort and journey in investigative faith should continue throughout our lives so that the pleasure we get from worship will increase exponentially. Do not let it be understood that as investigative faith increases, we will withdraw from the world. We have many duties of servitude, such as keeping our hands off from useless things and looking after our families, taking care of them, working, enjoining good and forbidding evil, etc. We cannot and should not escape these. The secret, difficulty and beauty of the task is that the reward is earned within these difficulties. If we have such an understanding, after each obligatory prayer, we will wait with sweet excitement for the next time to come. The Quran informs us of the pillars of prayer by pointing out them, and wants us to follow the sunnah of the Messenger of Allah, for their details. However, while describing believers, the same Quran says, they perform their prayers with humility, right at the beginning of the Surah Al-Mu'minun. The secret of being a believer is to perform prayers with humility, and the prerequisite for this is to increase our faith. It is narrated that one day Imam-e-Azam Abu Hanifa was performing ablution. His face was pale. His students asked, "Teacher, what is wrong with you?" Hazrat replied, "My child, don't you know who I will be in the presence of in a moment? May Allah grant us all the opportunity to reach this consciousness." Click. For additional information, how does one become truly religious? What is an exemplary and qualified Muslim? What should be done to learn and live Islam well? Islam. What is the importance of prayer in terms of our time? The meaning, and can you give information about the material and spiritual virtues of prayer with greetings and prayers, Islam with questions,